I want a bike that I can ride just about anywhere. Commuting, city streets, gravel roads, or even a dirt trail. The Honjo III does all of that. It's a road bike that can handle way more than just roads. No matter where you choose to go, the 2x9 Shimano drivetrain will keep you at speed, so both climbing and sprinting are no problem. You won't find any skinny, flat-prone tires here. The 700 by 37C tires roll fast through city streets and have aggressive cornering knobs so you can lay it over on dirt trails. Tough double-wall rims keep you rolling for many miles and reduce the likelihood of flats on rough, potholed roads. The alloy fork is lightweight and provides snappy steering inputs when precise riding really counts. The traditional drop bar has limitless hand position options, and the Tektro mechanical disc brakes are reliable on and off-road. Best of all, the Honjo III ships ReadyRide, so with just 4 assembly steps you can get to the trail and ride even sooner.
Backed by over 120 years of cycling experience on the road and on the trail, Schwinn builds the bikes you were born to ride. From commuting, to exercising, to a casual weekend ride, the Schwinn Volare 1200 road bike is up for anything. This bike features a rigid fitness-style frame and fork made from light yet durable aluminum. The flat handlebar and sport riding seat add comfort to the ride. Easy fire front shifters and a Shimano rear derailleur run smoothly through 21 speeds, so you're well equipped to handle windy days or varying terrain. Alloy linear pull brakes on the front and back bring you safely to a stop every time. Designed with 700C sized wheels, this bike fits adult riders 5 foot 4 inches to 6 foot 2 inches tall and has a weight capacity of 250 pounds. Like all Schwinn bikes, the Volare 1200 comes with a limited lifetime warranty for as long as you own the bike. Enjoy the freedom of riding a Schwinn.
Thank you for purchasing a Raleigh bike. As you open the box, you'll see there is some assembly required. If you have never built a bike before, this process will probably take you up to 120 minutes. If you are handy with tools, expect to spend around 80 to 100 minutes. If you have done some bike wrenching before but never actually built a bike, you'll need 60 to 80 minutes. And if you are an expert bike mechanic, you can probably be riding within 30 to 60 minutes. Grab the box containing the small parts and keep these parts handy. You'll need a few tools for assembly, including metric Allen wrenches, bike grease, a tire pump, screwdrivers, wire cutters, and an adjustable wrench. Before you insert the seat post, smear some grease on the post to make installation and adjustments easier, and make sure you push it past the minimum insertion line. Close the quick release or tighten the seat post clamp bolt. You'll know your seat post is tight enough if you can't twist it side to side. Check that your stem is facing forward along with your fork. You may need to turn your fork forward to line them both up. Tighten the 2 pinch bolts evenly. The wrench should leave an imprint on your palm when it's tight enough. If your stem looks like this, it's called a quill or threaded stem. Grease the body of the quill and the bolt to make inserting and adjustment easy. Push down on the bolt head with your thumb and insert the stem past the minimum insertion line. After aligning the stem and fork forward, snug the bolt down. The wrench should leave an imprint on your palm when the bolts are tight enough. Remove the faceplate bolts and the faceplate, then center your handlebars. Tighten the bolts evenly and snugly, then check to make sure you have an equal gap on the top and bottom. If your bike has quick release axles, remove the plastic caps from the front wheel and slide the quick release through the hub with 1 conical spring on each side. Grease the threads and thread the nut on loosely. Put the front wheel in the fork, and if the brake caliper is already installed, carefully guide the rotor in between the brake pads, then begin to tighten the quick release. When you close the lever, it should tuck up near the fork leg, and when it's tight enough, the lever will leave an imprint on your palm. If your bike has a through axle, it's probably already installed in the fork. Take it out and place the front wheel in the fork. If the brake caliper is already attached, carefully guide the brake rotor between the brake pads. If your through axle has threads, grease them, push it through the fork and the hub, and turn clockwise to tighten it. When you close the lever, it should leave an imprint on your palm when it's tight enough. Close the lever so it's as close to the fork leg as it can be. As you get your front wheel on, check the back wheel for proper tightness too. Pedals are right and left specific, so be careful as to which pedal goes where. Use a small dab of grease on the threads. The right pedal goes on the side with the chain and threads in clockwise. The left pedal goes on the non-chain side and threads in counterclockwise. Snug your pedals with a pedal wrench or a thin adjustable wrench. For mechanical disc brakes, attach the caliper body loosely to the fork if it's not already on, and guide the rotor carefully in between the brake pads. With the wheel secured, run the cable from the brake arm through the cable housing and through the pinch bolt. Pull the cable taut and tighten the pinch bolt. Next, align the caliper body by hand, visually centering the rotor in between the brake pads. When you can see a gap on both sides of the rotor, tighten the bolts holding the caliper body to the frame. Spin the wheel to test the system, and if there is any rubbing, make adjustments using the bolts you just tightened and adjust as necessary. To adjust your rear derailleur, turn the cranks and shift the chain to the smallest cog in the back. Use the high limit screw to center the derailleur underneath the smallest cog. Undo the pinch bolt and pull the slack out of the cable. While turning the cranks, shift up into the lowest gear. Now you can use the low limit screw to center the derailleur underneath the largest cog. To adjust your front derailleur, shift into the smallest chainring into the front and the largest cog in the back. Use the low limit screw to position the inner plate as close as you can to the chain without touching it. Loosen the pinch bolt to pull the slack out of the cable and retighten. While turning the cranks, shift up into the largest chainring in the front and the smallest cog in the back. Now you can use the high limit screw to position the outer plate of the derailleur as close to the chain as you can without touching it. If your bike has an internal 3-speed hub and it isn't shifting well, you can use the barrel adjuster to tighten or loosen the cable to make it shift properly. Put the shifter in second gear and use the barrel adjuster until the yellow arrow is lined up between the two yellow guidelines. Put the red reflector on the seat post and the white one on your handlebars. Safety first. Cut any extra cable down with your cutters and pinch a cable end on with your pliers to keep the cable from fraying. Finally, pump up your tires following the guidelines on the sidewall of the tire. Before you head out on a ride, double check the tightness of your seat post and handlebars and test the brakes to make sure that they'll stop you when you need them.
Established in 1895 and celebrated for their cycling legacy, Schwinn knows just what you're looking for in a bicycle. From men's to women's to kids, they have a bike for everyone. Take your training to new heights with the Schwinn Volare 1300 road bike. A great pick for serious cyclists looking for a solid workout. This bike is designed for long-distance rides on paved roads and paths. Its aluminum fitness frame and a rigid fork promise agile performance for smooth, swift movements, while the Shimano 14-speed A050 shifters and rear derailleur make gear changes a breeze. The Volare also comes with alloy caliper brakes for controlled stopping power, as well as 29C sport tires that fit around lightweight yet durable double-wall alloy rims. The bike's convenient alloy crank features a double chain ring, and its alloy seat post and Schwinn Sport saddle keep you comfy throughout your entire ride. Designed with 700C wheels, this bike is a great fit for riders age 13 and up, who are approximately 5 foot 6 inches to 6 foot 4 inches tall. And like all Schwinns, it comes with a limited lifetime warranty for as long as you own the bike. Enjoy the freedom of riding a Schwinn.